The only reason I was never at a Puffy party because I was never invited. I ain't gonna sit here and lie to you and say, back then, being not if he invited me now, I might not go.
Right.
I won't.
I don't think any of us will go.
I won't go.
Yeah.
But back then, if Puffy had came to me and said, man, I'm having an all white, or I'm having an all black, or I'm having a blue and green.
Why ain't I see you around back when I was down?
What's up, world? It's your boy, Big Court of the Holdin Court Podcast and Legacy Builder University. You already know what it is, man. We back at you for another one. I got my oldest, beautiful daughter here. What's going on?
What's up, California?
Yeah.
World.
That's Rachel Renee right here. And listen, real quick, I want you guys to go to iambigcourt.com. Check out my Legacy Builder community. Tap in with school. Download it on your phone. We're talking about mindset strategies. We're talking about monetizing social media and just basically business funding, all the things to level up your life. iambigcourt.com. Trust me, y'all don't want to miss it. You don't want to not join this community. Shout out to our team members, John Franco and Duno, so they'll get you straight. But without further ado, we have a very, 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 very special guest in the building for the second time. He spent the block. He spent the block. We didn't get a chance to really, because he's too accomplished to condense into an hour or even 2 hours, really.
Yeah.
So we would have to do this thing in about 1,000 parts. But nevertheless, we don't have 1,000 part time to give, or he doesn't. But man, listen, we have the incomparable OG Glenn Plummer. Once again, what's up, OG?
I'm good, man. How y'all doing?
We
good to be here.
Yeah.
You know, sitting over here again, doing the thing. What's up, Cali? Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah,
Holdin
we
Court
appreciate you
one more
coming.
time.
Just like you said, though. Just like you said, man.
What?
You said you was going to spin the block. You had to come
Well,
back.
I mean, you know, we covered a lot of information. Like
You did.
and you know, I couldn't believe the response we got.
Man, you got so much love.
From that.
So much love.
That's
Yeah, you got. We're viral right now. For those that don't know, we hit over 1 million on IG. I'm talking about just within the last maybe 10, 12 days.
Wow.
So people are showing you so much love.
Yeah,
So
dude.
much love.
I reposted it on my page, and you know, it just
Yeah.
took off, and everybody commenting, and I mean, you know, I'm crazy, dude. Like I read it, be like on there going, and then somebody will say something, and I'll be like, "What, motherfucker?" No, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like, don't make me turn into OG Bobby Johnson around
right?
this bitch.
What you mean, man? What you talking about, bro? No, seriously. Like I find myself taking it personal, and it's interesting because I'm like, what? You said what? Wait a minute, hold up. That ain't what I said. I said. Yeah. It's funny.
And the funny thing about social media, I think we all kind of do that until we get tired and we know we can't chase down everybody. Just think about it. You probably got 99.9% love.
Yeah.
It'll be that one motherfucker that was zero in. And be like,
I answered.
and we'll be like, hold up.
I talk back to
The
them
fuck's wrong with you?
Right.
You motherfucker. Hey, you and you. I got, this is what I said. I said this, and you don't know what you're talking about because.
Right.
And I did. I zeroed in on them and gave them the business.
Yeah.
You know? I did. And
business.
I think they did it just so I would respond to
They
them.
do.
And
That's the
I
other
responded
part
though.
of
I
it.
don't care. Like it's like, yeah, I responded. Now
And
what?
you made
wanna
their
talk
day.
about
You
it?
made their day, OG. Because you got people that, listen, I've had people do that to me.
Right.
And I fire back hard as hell. And they'll say, oh, bro, I didn't think you was going to respond.
Yeah, I didn't think you
bro,
was
I'm
gonna
a big fan. I'm just happy you responded. I'm like, you had me over here going, bro.
Man, yeah, I was about to come to your spot.
Man.
Yeah, I was
You got to
about
love social
come
media.
through. What they say, pull up on me.
Pull up on you.
Yeah, I was about to pull up on you.
Yeah. Hey, but I appreciate you spinning the block, bro.
Hey man, I had to come back.
Yeah.
I really appreciate what you did. I like how you handled that interview. I like all the clips you put out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You didn't, sound bite me. You
Nah,
just
we
let
don't
it
do
work.
that here.
You know
We
what
don't
I
do
mean?
that
And I was
here.
like, oh, he letting it work.
No,
Okay.
we want to celebrate
That's
you.
cool,
That's what we
yeah.
do here.
And-
And you just saw IG, OG. See, you didn't see the Facebook. You didn't see TikTok. It's doing the same
Oh,
thing on
really?
there too.
Wow.
Same love, same response
I didn't
on
know
all
that.
the other platforms.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So you still at a couple 100,000 on my TikTok. Facebook probably damn near 1 million too. You know, so yeah, you getting a lot of love.
That's cool.
Yeah,
I love it.
I'm gonna do something a little different now because, and I'm gonna get into you, but before the camera started, you was having a very interesting conversation that was super over my head, but not over my daughter's head because that's her realm. So I think this is information you should share real quick with the people because this is shit that matters.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It ain't the fluff and the bullshit.
Right.
What's up, world? It's your boy, Big Court of the Holdin Court Podcast, and I am the co-founder of the OG Network. And if you're enjoying this episode and you want to watch the full episode, then what I need you to do is go download the OG Network. Available on Roku, Google Play, Fire TV, and Apple Mobile. And again, if you liking this and you want to watch the full episode, because we only giving you a little bit over here, go watch the full episode on OG Network. Go download the app now. Don't meet me there, beat me there. Salute.
Well, you know, the flu vaccine, flu shot, the CDC wasn't counting the numbers correctly. And, you know, some people from the NIH sent them some emails and, you know, they all came out in the open that, you know, the CDC was being coached on how to, didact or, you know, erase emails, you know what I mean? And hide information, hide the data. So when they get sued for FOIA, which is under the Freedom of Information Act, right? They can erase the emails. They were being coached on how to do it. And it all came out, you know what I mean? And from the way I got the information, it was the Fauci company that was teaching them how to, you know, mess with the emails. But yeah, the body count for the flu is way off. So 5 years ago, there was an email sent out. Yeah, and I just heard this I'm going to tell y'all in just a second where I heard it, but I'm going to tell y'all how it happened. It was an email sent out, email from the NIH to the CDC that their body count was off. And I say body count because, you know, I'm going to keep it 100 with y'all and so y'all can understand what I'm talking about. They use some other words, you know, the flu morbidity or comorbidity, some bullshit, whatever. But so the body count was off and they knew it. And so they told him about it and they said, well, how do you know it's off? So they gave him all the data and gave him all the charts and where they got the information from and everything. And they said, I'm coming to you. I want you to keep this coded and confidential. And that's what the email said. So they kept it between the two sister companies, the NIH and the CDC, and they kept it under hush hush. So for 10 years, the count has been off. And the email came out and the dude that they got the email from was under fire with the Senate. So he had to tell it, and that's how they found out that they were being coached on how to scrap the emails and things like that. So yeah, it's been going on for a long time. The last 10 years it's been going on. And I just found this out on the High Wire, if y'all want to know where I got the information from. Y'all need to tune in to the High Wire. Del Bigtree and Jeffrey Jackson and that team over there, they're laying it out. I know, you know what I mean? I'm sitting over here telling y'all like it's a nonprofit organization. And, you know, like when he comes on, he says, there's nobody paying my bills, no big pharma paying my bills, no oil companies paying my bills, because I don't want nobody telling me what I can report and what I can't report. Right? That's how he starts his show. And it's all nonprofit. And all they go on is donations. So everything they do is paid for by the people that are donating money. That's my spiel for the High Wire. I'm a monthly donor, you know. I ain't gonna tell y'all how much money I'm sending them a month, but I want to be part of it. And just so y'all know, whenever they have a show, it comes on every Thursday at 11 a.m. Whenever they have a show, all the information that they give out on the show that Thursday is sent to your email that Monday, right? All the receipts, we're gonna say receipts because I know that's what you youngsters understand. All the receipts is sent to your emails on Monday. So when somebody says to you, oh, where'd you get that information from? You could either say, I heard it on the High Wire, or you can say, I went and did the research because they send it to you. And you can go do the research yourself and pull it up and read it and do what you need to do with the information. So that's why I watch the show, because, you know.
Yeah.
Crimes against humanity.
Yeah,
This is
it's
important.
total transparency, man. They don't, you know, if they talk about something, they send you the receipts. Here's where we got the information.
other part of that, why I brought it up, is because I'm sitting here listening to you talk about it. Then you start breaking down molecular structures and the body and all.
You know what?
Like,
I babble a lot.
Yeah. No. That wasn't babble.
I'm saying I start talking because I read a lot, and the information is in parts, because I accept it in parts, because I can tell it in parts. Like, I can't give you all the information, but I can give you a basic rundown on what goes on, you know.
But impressive nonetheless. And the fact that even my daughter, she could follow you, because that's so out of my realm, right? But you breaking down the MRR and
the
how
mRNA,
the molecular
the messenger
structure.
messenger RNA, and
so
dinucleic
I just
acid,
wanted to point out to your
acid.
fans that this dude is super smart. Like, he's damn near, because you said you could have been, you went to medical.
My mom was a LVN for a long time, and she wanted me to be a doctor. So that's what I originally went to school for. And then I had to go to her and tell her, you know, Mom, I kind of want to be an actor. And that was a whole different conversation, but not like I thought it would be. And, you know, my guru, my mother, told me, do what makes you happy. And I did. And that's why I'm doing what I'm doing right now, because that's what made me happy. I wanted to act. And so I went into acting. And, you know, here I sit.
Let me ask you, do you still have that happiness? Do you still get that gratification from acting?
Every day, all day, all the time. Every time I step on the set, every time I step in front of a camera. It's the reason I can sit here and be inhibited in what I talk about and show myself. And because I think as an actor, you know, deep down inside, all of us want to be heard. We want to be seen. We want to be loved. We want people to know where our hearts are. You know, it's just, you just want to, okay, for lack of a better thing, you know, people say you have soulmates. And I say your soulmate is the person that opens their soul to you if you open your soul to that person, right? Because if we all made from the same molecular structure, from the same everything, God is all, whatever, however you want to call it, you know, science, the quirk, whatever, the smallest particle is there when you look at it and not when you don't look at it. It's in constant motion. If we're all made from the same thing, then our souls on an ethereal level is all the same thing also, right? So we all one, right? Yeah. So if I'm one and you one and you one, then that means if we open the one, we are all exactly the same. And that's as base and as, you know, elementary as I can pull it out of my mouth. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
I'm a word guy. What was that? You said ethereal?
Ethereal.
Okay.
Yeah. As opposed to corporeal.
Okay.
Right? Solid.
You knew that word?
Gas. Yeah.
Esoteric. Yeah.
I like words, so I'm gonna have to, ethereal. Okay.
Yeah, and I heard it different. I say corporeal, and I heard an English man pronounce it. I forgot how he pronounced it, but I liked it, and I was going to use it to sound smart.
You just had the chance.
Right?
You just did it.
I didn't.
And now I'm going to do the same thing.
It ran
That's
out.
why I grabbed it like, I'm going to sound smart too. I'm going to take that one.
It ran out of my head. No, man, because, you know, what was I talking about? See, that's my brain. I started going off on tangents. As an actor, happiness, being in the moment, opening my soul to the camera as raw as it can be, as raw as I can make it, you know, because I believe acting is a release. I think it was used in one of the 7 arts and how to become a better person back in the day. I see a lot of people don't know. So music and painting, artistic expressions, they were used back in the day so you could educate yourself, your being, yourself, right? On how to be the purest person you can be. Like Pharaoh couldn't become Pharaoh until he passed all the tests. And the 7 arts acting was one of the 7 arts. Like say, if you had to live out killing somebody, you couldn't just go kill somebody. You had to live it out, acting, right? So you had to be able to do it as an actor. And I still believe in that. You know what I mean? I seriously believe that, you know, men's fantasies are the detriment of society if they don't experience them, right? Because once they have money, then they get to experience their fantasies at the detriment of people who need money, right?
Right.
And it's funny, you know, if you look at it that way, because it's very, you know, that's all it is. That's all that, you know.
Yeah.
That's all any of this, like, what do we call it? Debased activity that we have in society happens because people want to live out their fantasies and they do it at the detriment of people who don't have the money.
Westworld. Yeah.
It's a real thing.
Let me ask you something as an actor, right? I kind of discovered something as an actor. Most times, like, for instance, actor trying to play drunk, right? I think a good actor, when you get into that role, you don't want to act drunk because a real alcoholic wants another drink, right? So,
Absolutely.
so you're, instead of trying to act drunk, a drunk is actually trying to act sober.
Exactly.
You know?
So act sober. Don't act drunk.
Exactly. And it's funny how I discovered that. You know, I was like, no, because I guess it's a difference with being and then acting.
What's up, world? It's your boy Big Court of the Holdin Court Podcast, and I am the founder of the OG Network. You already know what it is, and guess what? Football is back, and something big is coming. On September 2nd, DraftKings Game Day has arrived. And don't forget that DraftKings is now live in all 50 states. One app, every sport, all 50 states. New DraftKings customers, sign up with the code BIGCOURT, BIGCOURT. Spend $5 and get $200 in rewards within 21 days. Includes all markets. That's code BIGCOURT, BIGCOURT. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. So bet with DK Sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 1-800-MY-RESET. Connecticut, call 888-789-7777. Visit ccpg.org. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino in Kansas, bet tax pass-through may apply in Illinois. 21 plus, void in Canada. Event contract trading with DraftKings predictions involves risk of loss. Availability varies. Predictions offer void in New York. Bet to get bonus bets that expire in 7 days. Trade to get prediction dollars that expire in 1 year. $50 in rewards issued every 7 days via click to claim for 21 days. One non-withdrawable reward redeemable. Terms at dkng.co/offer. Limited time offer. Nationwide based on sportsbook predictions and free-to-play sports. Contest availability varies by state. Don't meet me there, beat me there.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. It's acting drunk. It's like, yeah, it's always playing against.
Mm-hmm.
It's all playing against.
Right.
Like everything is, try not to.
Exactly.
Try not to cry. Try not to do this.
Exactly. Because when you cry, you're usually trying not to cry.
Yeah, you don't cry. You want to cry.
You're
you want to
fighting
hide.
that. Yeah.
Everybody want to do this when they cry. Nobody wants to do it out in front of a camera.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But again, you know, when you love what you do want to do it in front of a camera.
Let me ask you this. With you being so, well-versed as an actor and so experienced, have there ever been roles that really, really, really challenged you, that took you so far out of where you thought you could go?
You want to know what it is?
Yeah.
Comedy.
Oh.
I can't do it. I can't, man, for the life
Why
of
is
me.
comedy a struggle for you?
I mean, no. Okay, let me rephrase that.
Yeah.
There are moments I can be funny because somebody is really good at writing some stuff, and if I follow that structure and I give myself over to the reality of that structure, it's funny. But if I have to be funny, oh, dude, I'm at a loss.
Really?
Yeah, man, I'm at a loss.
So is it just you're not wired like that?
I'm just not wired to be funny, man. And you know what? And when I'm telling a story, if it's a captive audience and we sitting around jiving and having fun, you know what I mean? I'd be funny as hell. I have you rolling on the floor. But bro, you turn on the camera and tell me to be funny, man, and my whole body go like this.
You know what's so funny about you, OG, after, just talking with you, and I hope you don't take this offensively because I don't mean it like that, but you've played memorable gangsters in hard roles, and not just that, but many different roles. But let me say this: the thing about it is, when I'm sure your fans, when they see you, they'll see Pernell, they see High Top, they see, but Glenn is. You're kind of a nerd.
You're
kind of a nerd.
I've been a nerd my whole life.
You're kind of a nerd.
I've been a nerd.
Super intellectual, super intelligent, well-read. I don't think people recognize that.
Well, okay, here's the difference.
And I mean that in the most positive way.
Okay, so for instance, third grade. Coming up in elementary school, you know, I had a teacher named Miss McElroy. And she used to watch me in class, right? And she was like, have you ever wanted to read really fast? And I was like, what do you mean? She says, I got something I want you to do. I want you to take this class after school. I want you to take this speed reading class. And I said, okay, whatever, I'll do it. So third grade, I used to sit in class, everybody go home at 2:40, and me and these 9 other kids would sit in this class and they would turn off all the lights. And they had this little, you know, light bar that would go across these words. And it would just go across these words. And you had to read it and keep up. And eventually it was just going zoom, zoom, zoom. And we would be reading paragraphs sitting there. She says, can't move your head. And we'd boom, 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 boom. And then it would go off. And then she would comprehension. What did you read? Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden I realized, damn, I got all of that. I wrote it all down. And then she started teaching me math. And I was in the third grade doing algebra intro.
Wow.
She's teaching me math, teaching me how to read, right? Because my sister taught me how to read and write when I was like 4. Mm-hmm. I was doing multiplication when I was 5. When my mom enrolled me in kindergarten, I filled out the application.
Right. Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
But I didn't fill out the insurance paperwork and all that stuff. But I remember I wrote my name and our address. You know what I'm saying? I was with it. I was like, oh, Mom, I got it. Wrote all that mess down. Because my sister had me like, you know. Mm-hmm. And yeah, so in school, I was always smart. I was always just, you know, I was super smart, man. And everything came to me easy. Like, and it had nothing to do with, see, I hate saying this because everything I ever wanted to do, I did.
It's a blessing.
Is that hubris? That is, huh?
No.
It's kind of boastful though, but
that's your reality. That's just what it is.
Because, and I never understood why God chose this moment in time to make me be able to do whatever I wanted to do. I had a girlfriend whose dad took me rock climbing one day. He just took me rock climbing. You want to go rock climbing? Yeah, I'll go rock climbing with you. And I went rock climbing with this dude. And I climbed, like they have levels of difficulty, you know, 5'7", 5'8", 6', 6'5". I was up there climbing straight up walls. If I'd have went any higher, I'd have had to climb around, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Upside down. Mm-hmm. And this dude looked at me like, he's like, I have never seen anybody rock climb like that in my life. You sure you never rock climbed before? I was like, man, I ain't never done this before, bro. But I'm gonna tell you, for instance, and here's what happened. And I don't, you know, I was on this rock. I was belayed, so I had on a harness and I was, you know, belayed and everything. And I was on this rock and I was about 30 feet up. And I felt myself getting ready to fall. And I was getting ready to fall and I was panicking and my body was tensing up, right? It was tensing up and I was getting ready to fall. And then something said, lay on the rock. And I don't know who told me that. Lay on the rock. And instead of tensing up and getting ready to fall, I took and I laid down on the rock. And whatever level of angle I was on, I don't know what it was. It wasn't this way, so I didn't fall. It was, you know, a degree this way or something. I don't know what it was, but when I laid down on that rock, dude, I became one with the rock. And I knew as long as I stayed laying on this rock, and that's all I could, you know, as long as I stayed laying on this rock, I would never fall. As long as I stayed laying on this rock. And if I laid on the rock, I didn't have to panic because I wasn't going to fall. I laid down on the rock. And he had taught me all these different kind of handholds and shit just that day. Like, you know, if you like, say if there's a gap in a rock, right? And you stick your thumb in it and then you put your fingers over your thumb, you know, it becomes a clamp and you can pull yourself up. Like you can be like, ooh, I can rise up. Or, you know what I'm saying? So there I was on this rock, finding these little handholds and finding that little toe hole. And as long as I didn't get my body away from the rock, I had no way, you know, I couldn't fall. And all this came to me while I was on this rock.
Right.
I was on this rock, dude, and it all came to me in that moment. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know who told me. Something said, lay on the rock. And I laid on the rock. I became one with the rock. And I went on up that bad boy. And that dude looked at me like I was scared. And that's just one, for instance, right?
Yeah.
And one time I was water skiing. We were in Clear Lake. I was like 12, 13. I don't know how old I was. My boy's dad, Gerald, his dad had a cabin. And we met these people. And we ended up on their boat, water skiing. And, and they put me on this water ski. And I'm on this water ski, like trying to water ski. And I kept falling, like, bam, bam, bam. And then this dude got up there and he was throwing water and it was his boat and his skis. And I was like, how you do that? And he was like, oh, man, I'm skiing on the Maharaja. I think that's what it was called. And I was like, what is that? And then he showed me the bottom of the ski. And so, if you're on this particular type of ski, there's a groove cut in the bottom of the ski like that. So when you try to turn, it catch the water. Mm-hmm. And I was skiing on some bump, rinky dink, whatever kind of ski he gave me. And it didn't have no groove in the bottom of it. So every time I tried to do what he was doing, I was falling on my head. I was like, give me that ski. Right? One ski. First time I ever water skied in my life. I'm on one ski. Lock my back leg. He was like, all you got to do is lock your back leg and keep your arms straight. Dude, I was up on that ski, throwing water, jumping. And that was my first time ever water skiing in my life. The only thing I haven't done is snow ski. And that's because I ain't been, I ain't had an opportunity. I'm pretty sure if I did it, I'd be good at it. But at this age now, I probably wouldn't do it. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because
if you fall, then
I'd just be tempted to go, between some trees and hit some slaloms and do some jumps. And I'm too old for that, right? But 20 years ago, 30 years ago, I definitely would have got up on some skis. It's just crazy, man. Everything I've ever wanted to do, I did it.
Let me ask you this, OG. Do you think that certain people do you think everybody has a chance at being successful or a success, or do you think some people are born to be
I think
success?
The only people who are successful, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I think the only reason people aren't successful is because they don't do what they love. If you do what you love, there's no way you can fail. Right?
Right.
If you love doing it, there's nothing you're going to do. There's nothing you won't do to get it done. If you love doing it, you're going to figure out how to get it done. I think people go about life trying to ascertain things and get money, grab bags for you youngsters. You know what I'm saying?
Bag,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They do all these things because, they don't love what they're doing. And that's why they fail, bro, because...
With where you've made it to in the acting game, in your career, was it everything that you thought it would be?
Nothing I thought it would be. It was nothing I thought it would be. This is not, see, that's a different kind. You're not going to get me, man. Acting, I love acting. And I do it because I love it. And I do independent films. I do, I just finished with that TV show 911, with Angela Bassett and Peter Krause and that whole group over there, SAG, Studio, Fox, whatever you want to call it, all the amenities, my own little room and the, steak and all that, and it's all good. And I do all that, but then I had done a movie called The Peanut Man. Excuse me, I don't know if I mentioned this last time we went. Had I done it?
No,
I hadn't done it. So I did a thing with this guy named Aaron Williams, kind of like a biopic, George Washington Carver, The Peanut Man, and his life and how he created all this stuff out of peanuts. And it should be out soon. Mm-hmm. And I played George Washington Carver. Nice. And, I had to wear the handlebar fake mustache and the wig and the, with the part in the middle and all that, because I don't have no hair. And that was a movie I did right before I did the TV show, And the reason I look like I look right now is because I was doing a movie, independent film before that. Mm-hmm. And, we were piecemealing it together. My dude, he ain't really got no money.
Yeah. So you doing it when you can.
You know what I'm saying? And he like, Glenn, man, I got a few
I know
dollars.
that grind.
I
I know that grind.
I got a camera. My buddies, we got the studio. Can you come work? And so sometime
that's dope that you do that.
Sometime this month, or oh man, I'm telling you,
the fact you'll go from a studio production and still help somebody with an
dude, I'm
independent
telling you,
that's
the
dope.
only reason people don't succeed is because they don't do what they love doing, bro. Because success is your own idea of how you feel about what you're doing in the time you're doing
But
it.
people chase other people's success.
That's right.
They chase other people's ideas of
and
success.
comparison is the thief of joy. People will compare their journeys with someone else.
What if you found out that you were indoctrinated in something that told you something was what you wanted and then denied you access to it? But here's the kick. That's not what you want. It's not what you need, and it's not your thing. They just told you it was. Right. And your whole life, they've been teaching you that this is your idea of success, and you need to go after it. But I'm not going to give you the wherewithal or the opportunity to really go get that. You're going to see it around. There's going to be people riding around in Phantoms and Bentleys, and they gonna have, big chains, and they gonna have it all. And that's their idea.
That come with it,
right? And they're telling you that's success, that's success, that's success. Right. And you can get it. I'll give it to him. I'll give it to her. But I'll maybe give it to him. And I'll put them in your face and make you believe that's where you want to go. And you'll sit there and chase it your whole life. And then when you get it, you find out it's not what I wanted.
It's not a big deal.
This is not what I wanted. Yeah. This is not what I wanted. And see, I'm gonna say something, and some people might hate me, man, but that's our problem. As a culture, as a society, bro, we are chasing after somebody else's idea of success. We need to redefine what we believe success is and go chase that. And we'll be all right.
Celebrate others when they do it. Don't minimize their successes because it doesn't look like this over here.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Because there are people
it's that comparison.
Yeah.
Finding it. They're finding it in their own way. They're going, oh yeah, oh that's what it is. Okay, I got it. Because it's not gonna be the same for everybody.
That's right.
You need to find what yours is.
Yeah, that's
I found what mine is. I like doing what I do. Yeah. And I'm gonna do it till I die.
What did you find? What is yours?
I found acting, bro.
What's up, world? It's your boy, Big Court of the Holdin Court Podcast, and I am the co-founder of the OG Network. And if you're enjoying this episode and you want to watch the full episode, then what I need you to do is go download the OG Network. Available on Roku, Google Play, Fire TV, and Apple Mobile. And again, if you liking this and you want to watch the full episode, because we only giving you a little bit over here, go watch the full episode on OG Network. Go download the app now. Don't meet me there, beat me there. Salute.